So over the years, since the beginning of the medical marijuana program, there's been a number of obstacles the state has set up for our patients. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about what some of those obstacles are, and we're going to talk about how My Florida Green has really streamlined the process to make it as easy as possible for patients. So I'd like to just kind of start out by talking a little bit about the state website. Okay, that's where the journey begins for many patients on the state website to get your medical marijuana card. I gotta say, it's antiquated technology. I mean, we're looking at technology that's just a step above the 1980s DOS technology here. And I'm a guy who comes from the technology space. I used to work for Apple for almost 20 years. I know what good technology and good software looks like, and this is not it. And it's heartbreaking for me because imagine being a patient with a debilitating condition, and your first step with the state is filling out these questions in this form that's really cumbersome to overcome. I mean, by the end of the process, a lot of patients, if you're not tech savvy enough, you don't really know for sure if you were approved, how long it's going to take to get that done, and who to even contact at the end of the process. So I find that kind of heartbreaking in the process. But, because at the end of the day, technology is here to make our lives easier and more streamlined. And that's what we aim to do here at My Florida Green.
And one of the ways we have streamlined that process is with the exemption form. See, back in August of 2022, the state of Florida actually enacted some limits that basically tore the rug under a lot of our patients, where it enacted limits of the non-smokable portion over 70 days of 24,500 milligrams. And when it comes to any smokable flower, only 2.5 ounces every 35 days. Now, the state did give some leeway to doctors providing exemption forms for their patients, but what we've done here at My Florida Green is actually streamlined it into our doc app, so it makes it a lot more easier for our patients to actually get the relief they're looking for.
Another problem that we've been running into with the state, kind of tied to the limitations too, is just how hard it is to get caregiver representation in the program. For our patients that have either mobility or communication limitations, trying to get a loved one or a family member to come alongside them and help them get assistance in this program is just getting increasingly difficult. They have more and more hoops to jump through that can go as far as like a level 3 background check with a fingerprint. And then for our patients that have like medical CNAs and PAs, that person is instantly disqualified from being your marijuana caregiver and representative in this program simply because they're accepting compensation for services rendered outside this program. I mean, it almost is absolutely convoluted the way that they've set up this system to, like I said, it's almost putting more hoops and more things in the patient's way to try and make this more difficult. Obviously, we try to come alongside and help with as many of these steps as we can, try to do as much for the patient as we can here. But it does feel like, for every 2 steps that we take forward, the state pushes, 1 or 2 more things in our way.
Well, that's because they set it up to fail, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we've been involved since 2016, right? You and I, being my wife, we started this company from scratch, drained all of our bank accounts, risked everything. Remember the helicopters flying over our house and holding hands, thinking that the SWAT team was going to kick in the door back in 2016. It was kind of scary, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's hard to think back now. It was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's somewhat painful memory sometimes to think about that. But at the end, it is, and our drive was always, hey, at least we're doing something positive for people. We're helping people, and coming into work and seeing the lives that we are changing really kind of pushed that fear to the side. And we always said, whatever, if it comes down to it, we're going to fight. And we have.
Yeah.
We've been fighting.
Yeah, absolutely.
For 7 years.
You're absolutely right. That's been kind of our mentality and mantra the whole time, because we see these incredible results and let us take the stand if we have to. Let's go up against the state. If we have to have our day in court, they won't stand a chance considering the data that we've aggregated, considering the incredible positive outcomes, and then you have this reefer madness mentality. It's very disheartening, but I really want the patients to fully understand and know, though, that like we're all here for them, and we've built this incredible technology, and we will continue to, right? Any like rule or regulation or ridiculous boundary that they keep coming up with, we're going to create the technology to streamline and make the process as easy as possible for the patients. So I think that that's very important for the patients to know, But let's talk about the 70-day rolling allotment. I mean, before the emergency ruling, they didn't really enforce that, right? You touched on that a little bit. But, now they're enforcing it, which is causing a lot of pain and suffering for people like on a fixed income, especially veterans. We have a huge veteran following, right? We don't charge veterans for their 7-month follow-ups. So any veteran that's watching this, do know that. You got to come in and see our doc once, and then all your follow-ups are free on us moving forward. So we want to do, Chad's a veteran, so thank you for your service, but we want to do anything we can to reduce that 22 suicides per day with veterans. And I think we're doing the best that we can. But I mean, if a veteran's on fixed income, and a lot of them are, they go into a dispensary, they try to take advantage of a sale, and then they can't take it. They basically use up all their milligrams, and they can't take advantage of buying any more medicine for the rest of the 70 days. Who is in charge of this? That's what I want to know. Who is in charge of putting this rule into play, and why? And we keep wanting to know that, but because it was passed as a constitutional amendment, I talked about this with you, Roger, earlier, is the state has the right and the ability to regulate at any capacity, at any time. So they can come up with these emergency rulings all they want. But we are going to challenge it. I'm looking forward to that outcome. So we do have a couple of strategies that we're going to play. So, but I do want all the patients to know that we're here for you, for any rule that they come up with, any kind of boundary, we're going to just leap right over it and pave the way for the patients, because we've been doing this since 2016. There's 41,000 patients on our platform, and we continue to document incredible results. So, here we are.
And Nick, I mean, you've been such a pioneer in this space, and I just want our patients to know too, if you come in our office, we're going to set you up not only with an education on cannabis and how it works and how to get the most out of the plant to get healed, but you're also going to be set up with a great mindset.
Yeah.
Because we have a team of really dedicated people here, and a huge part of the healing journey is having a great mindset to start. And that's what you're going to start out with: a great mindset, a great education, and you're going to be empowered. You're going to be empowered to take your health into your own hands with this. So I just invite everyone out there that's watching that might be considering it. This is the place to come, because we're going to take great care.
So patients who are suffering from a debilitating condition, just go to myfloridagreen.com, click on Get Started, and we'll see you soon.